Hi guys, this is Savannah Yoakum and I'm going to be presenting my rehab plan. The scenario I have for you today is that the athlete we're working with came in this week with a left torn hip labrum and a left ACL tear in her knee. She's a 20-year-old college student who participates in intramural basketball in the spring semester. While driving back to Springfield, she was driving with her left leg up in the seat of her car with it leaning up against her driver's door. On a one-lane road, a car came at her head-on and totaled her car. This caused her leg to roughly hit the front dash. With her hip already slightly externally rotated and her knee flexed, it caused tension to the ACL and forced her hip labrum to tear. She was not able to walk coming out of the accident, but is now 4 weeks post-surgery and is able to walk now. To start off with the hip exercises, we're going to work on range of motion and strengthening. The base exercise I have for you is a figure 4 stretch. We're going to do 3 sets of 30 seconds with a 30-second break between each set. This right here is what the figure 4 stretch is. You want to make sure that they're feeling a stretch in their hip flexors and in their hamstring. If they're having pain with this though, we could then regress to the supine position here with their leg across their body with hip flexion and internal rotation, doing 4 sets of 30 seconds on each leg with a 15-second break between each set. If the athlete is able to perform the figure 4 stretch really well, we can move into a shin box exercise, doing 3 sets of 20 on each leg with a 30-second break between each set. So this one works on pelvic rotation. As they're rotating their pelvis forward, they would sit up nice and tall, and then as they come back down and rotate it backwards, they're going to be sitting butt flat on the ground. Next, we will work on hip strength. The base exercise is going to be a 10-pound kettlebell squat. We would do 3 sets of 10 with a 1-minute rest between each set. This right here is just a normal kettlebell squat. We want to make sure that their knees are not coming out over their toes, and we want to make sure their back is nice and flat with their scapulas packed. If they're not able to do this or that they're having pain with this exercise, we could then do a chair squat with 3 sets of 10 of that with a 1-minute rest between each set. I recommend starting off with a higher chair instead of the lower stool, just so that we can make sure they're still doing the motion correctly. That's what we really want to focus on when we're doing this regression. If they're able to do the 10-pound kettlebell squat, we could then progress to the barbell squat, adding on a little more weight, but we would do 2 sets of 15 with 1-minute break between each set. Next, we will work on balance and stability. The base exercise for this one is going to be the quadruped hover, doing 3 sets of 20 with 1-minute rest between each set. This quadruped hover here, you want to make sure that they're shoulder length apart, making sure that their hands, knees, and toes are all in line, making sure their toes are tucked and their back is nice and flat. They're easily just lifting both knees off the ground. You want to make sure that they're able to hold this for 20 seconds. If they're not able to hold this for 20 seconds, we can regress to the quadruped single leg balance where their knee is extended and their toe is dorsiflexed. We would do 3 sets of 15 on each leg with a 30-second break between each set. This right here is an example of our regression. For progression, we would make sure that they're able to do the base exercise really well before we progress, but then we would do a knee to elbow touch, still quadruped, doing 3 sets of 10 on each side with 1-minute break between each set. So we're going to start with her right leg first because it's her non-injured leg. So we would touch her left arm to her right knee and then vice versa. The last thing we are going to work on for the hip is power and agility. We would start off with horizontal glides on the slipboard, doing 5 down and backs 4 times at a fast but controlled pace with 1-minute rest between each set. So this right here is the slipboard. You can tell that he has shoes on, which is making it a little easier to slide back and forth, giving him a little bit more mobility. If they're not able to perform this and maintain decent balance, we would have to regress to a lateral squat with the band, doing 3 sets of 5 down and backs at 25 yards with a 30-second break between each set. This picture shows you where we want the band to be, just right above the knee. You want to make sure, again, that their knees are not going out over their toes and that they're getting enough hip flexion as well. If they're able to perform this horizontal glide exercise, we could then perform a progression doing high knees with the agility ladder, 4 sets of 3 down and backs at 20 yards with a 30-second break between each set. We would do a fast rate, but you want to make sure that they're not compensating over on one side or the other, making sure that they're maintaining a good posture and getting their knee high enough off the ground. For the knee, we're going to go back to our range of motion and strengthening. The base exercise I have here is heel slides on the table, doing 5 sets of 10 with a 30-second break between each set. This right here will show you that they're starting with their foot flat on the ground, and as they move back, their toe slightly comes off, but their heel is still touching. They're trying to move it back to their butt as far as possible. If they're having pain with this or they're not able to get a lot of flexion, we can do heel slides against the wall, making sure their butt is up against the wall, doing 4 sets of 10 of these. Slow and controlled, because if they're not controlled, you can tell that their that their foot can easily just slide down on this slippery wall, and then it's going to hit the ground, and that's not really going to feel good. We're going to make sure that they're having a 30-second break between each of these sets, just so that they can get a good enough rest to go full out each set. If they're able to do the heel slides on the table and can get about 120 degrees flexion, we can do an active knee flexion with the balance ball, with hip flexion as well, doing 5 sets of 10 of these with a 30-second break between each set. Next, we're going to work on knee strength. We're going to start with a 10-pound kettlebell deadlift, doing 3 sets of 10 with 1 minute rest between each set. This posture right here, where she's standing up nice and tall, is how we want to start and end this exercise. We want to make sure that they're standing up nice and tall, their back is flat, scapulas are packed, and shoulders are back. When we go down, we want to make sure that their back is still nice and flat and that their knees are not going out over their toes. Then if they can't perform this exercise here, we can go to a kettlebell deadlift where the box is assisted. The athlete stands on the ground still, but the kettlebell is going to be resting on a box. The box is going to be right here underneath this kettlebell in this picture. We would do 3 sets of 10 with 1 minute break between each set. You want to make sure that the box is going to be about knee height, so we can just work on simple hip flexion and arm movement for this exercise. If they're able to do this base exercise, just a normal kettlebell squat, we can do a single leg kettlebell squat, still with the 10 pounds. We'd start on the non-injured leg first, so her right leg. We would do both legs with 3 sets of 5 with a 30-second break in between each set. She would hold the kettlebell with her opposite arm. So if she's working with her right leg first, she's going to hold the kettlebell with her left arm. You can tell that his back is still nice and flat. Next, we're going to work on balance and stability. We're going to start with the one-legged stance on the foam pad, eyes open for 30 seconds, doing this 3 times with a 30-second break between each set. Making sure that their hands are on their hips, they're looking nice and forward, standing up nice and tall, shoulders back and scapulas packed. If they're not able to do this and they're presenting a lot of errors, such as taking their hands off their hips and swaying back and forth, we can do the same exercise with their eyes closed on the hardwood floor. We would do 3 sets of 10 with a 20-second break between each set, making sure that they're still not presenting any errors. For progression from the base exercise where we had the eyes open, the only thing different we're going to do this time with the foam pad is we're going to have our eyes closed, doing 3 sets of 30 with this one with a 30-second break between each set, still making sure that there's no errors. The last thing we're going to work on for the knee is power and agility. We would do the grapevine exercise, doing 3 down and backs 3 times, making sure that they're not losing balance at all. If they are losing balance or having pain with this, we can move into lateral shuffles where there's no crossing of the legs. We would do 5 sets of 3 down and backs of 20 yards at a steady pace, making sure that they're not losing their balance once again. If they can do this grapevine exercise, we would progress doing 20 stairs, both up and down. So we would do 3 sets up and 3 sets down with a 1 minute break between each set. We want to make sure that they're going at a steady pace, they're landing on their toes each time. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you.